These are the most missed spots when detailing cars.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
This is DIY Detail. Today we're going to be looking at areas that often get missed or that we edit out when we're doing these videos because we figured you knew how to do it, but from the questions we're getting, apparently some of you would like our tips on it, so here they are.
Everyone's a beginner at some point, and sometimes you get into bad habits when you've been doing this for years, so listen up. We promise we'll teach you something here.
Right. So first of all, wheel wells. Now, wheel wells are actually not something I concentrate on a lot because you're going to be driving it on the road again in about 15 minutes. At that point, the wheel well is going to get just as dirty. Now, if you have those carpeted wheel wells, we don't have an example here. Before throwing water at them, dry brush them, please. You'll get 90% of it out there. As soon as you throw water at that dirt, it now becomes mud. And mud is a lot harder to remove than dry dirt.
That's usually a principle we talk about on interior details, but this kind of fabric is basically like a carpet, right?
Right, same idea. Now, if we want to do those, a bit of all clean, diluted 15:1, foamed on is by far my favorite way of doing this. We're going to let that dwell and come back to it in a few minutes. But in the meantime, door jambs. Now, door jambs, there's a lot of different ways of doing door jambs. One of them, if you don't have a supplementary seal, this one, it's just metal here, and there's just metal here. So there's no supplementary seal. Some vehicles, a little higher end, will have a second rubber seal. You have this rubber seal, but they'll have a second rubber seal. That's when this method doesn't work, and we'll show you another method for that. But this one doesn't have that seal. So I'm using all clean, staying outside the rubber seal. Staying outside the rubber seal. I didn't get any all clean on the interior of the car. This is where it gets fun. We close the door. Now when we
what are you up to, Ivan? I've never seen any of this stuff.
This is something that happens in dealerships and production shops on a daily basis, Nick.
All right, I'm watching.
So now that I have the all clean in there, I'm going to agitate it using the pressure washer. Working from the top down. The longer you can let the all clean sit there, the better it is. Now, Nick, while I was down there, there's an area that I know you miss on a regular basis.
It's one that I brought up when we had a brainstorming session around this podcast, and it was that I'm sick of, when I'm about to ceramic coat, being afraid that if I go a little too low, I'm going to get dirt on my applicator. I'm sick of when I'm doing water spot remover, and we keep talking about never flipping your towel. I'm worried that if I don't flip my towel and I go down here, I'm then going to get dirt and grime on that. And that's supposed to be after the contact wash by a couple of steps. I wanted to stop missing those areas, so I started focusing on the lowers a lot more, getting my wash media all the way down in there. It's just made a difference for me. It's one place that I was kind of like, honestly, either being lazy on, or at least on my own car, I was like, nobody can see it, doesn't really matter. Because I view that a lot with detailing. Like, part of it is protection, but part of it is just, does it visually look nice?
Yeah.
You know? It's like with carpet cleaning. You don't have to think about what's under the pad. If the surface is clean and your upholstery looks clean, okay, I've got a clean surface, right? So I just think of what I can see on the surface, and I don't worry about what's down there. I was missing that spot, Ivan, and if I'm missing it, there's a chance someone out there is missing it too.
Right, and I have often joked that a 20-year-old is not as flexible as a 50-year-old. Because a 20-year-old, when they clean, they might get down to here. A 30-year-old will get down to here, a 40-year-old will get down to there, and a 50-year-old will get down to there. We're not more flexible as we age, but it's just something, because as you age, you realize that, oh yeah, the car doesn't just stop there. And another thing, while we're talking about the underside of things, the underside of the back bumper and the underside of the front bumper. Often there's a little lip spoiler, maybe 2 or 3 inches in, or maybe 10 inches in, that you don't see. But when you back away from the car, and it's over there across the parking lot, you'll see that little spoiler or the splitters at the back that look horrendous on many, many, many cars.
So that will get seen at some
Yeah.
point, even if it's not visible to you right there.
Right.
All right, Ivan,
Now-
what's next? I kind of want to see what this door jamb looks like.
Well, let's keep the suspense just a little bit longer.
Okay.
The All Clean has dried, or the foam from the All Clean has done its job. You can see the mud on the floor there, how it's taken all that mud away. And then we just get our pressure washer nozzle, starting at the top. Working our way around. Now, while I was there, I noticed another area that a lot of people often miss, and this is almost intentional: wheelbarrows. Do you have to clean wheelbarrows every time? No. But should you? Yes, probably. And if you're missing wheelbarrows, it's not that big of a deal, unless your customer sees the wheelbarrows. People that go through a car wash don't know their wheelbarrows exist. No car wash has ever cleaned a wheelbarrow. Detailers do. Sometimes detailers just go a little bit overboard when it comes to cleaning wheels, wheelbarrows, and the arches or the fender liners.
There's a lot of places on the car you can spend a lot of time and not be profitable. The wheelbarrows being someplace that you can maybe not spend as much time, I like that. I don't feel like we're shortchanging customers. As you say, most of them don't even know these exist.
No,
so
exactly.
Do a good job. Be thorough. But
Yeah.
there's rabbit holes to go down. I just don't think that's an ROI for me in terms of
No, there isn't.
wheelbarrows and being
Yeah.
a profitable detailer.
Now, you want to see this door jamb, Nick?
I do.
There's still a bit of incredible suds there, but look at this. Down the sides, it's all rinsed out.
And nothing got in anywhere. Obviously,
No.
there's a seal there, but I had to see it to believe
Yeah.
it.
And speaking of which, you can, starting from outside the vehicle, rinse this without getting a drop inside the car.
All right, let me see the technique again, Ivan. I want to see
Well-
that move.
We'll show it here.
You go from outside to inside, from
Yeah.
back to front. Let's see it.
So we're starting on the outside of the vehicle. Most of the time, it's just dust that's there. It rinses away cleanly.
And I saw a little bit here on the rubber part down there. Quick
Yeah.
wipe, and you'd be good.
Right. So we're not soaking the interior. It's not like the things you see on TikTok where they're there with the pressure washer on the inside. No need to worry about that. Next, the trunk jamb. This is another area that people often miss. And you'll notice it only has the seal here, not there. So this is another one that if it's very dirty, you can do the all clean like we did in the front door jamb. But if it's not dirty, you can do this. Now this is a sedan. The SUVs that have, there's always a big accumulation on SUVs. Foam in a bit of all clean and do this. Your trunk jams or your hatch jams will be super easy to clean.
When would you do this on the detail? While you're doing the wash, before the wash, after the wash?
The foam, rinse foam, the first rinse. So foam, rinse, do this. And then refoam again.
And then if you're just doing an interior only detail, how would you do this?
If you're doing an interior only detail, we're going to show you that on the other side of the car.
Okay. Is there a certain nozzle, because you're getting real close to the paint there, if you don't hit the seam just right and you hit the paint, what's a good tip on your pressure
I like a
washer?
15-degree nozzle or 25, not a 40. It spreads it too far. But you can see all this is wet. All that dust is gone from there. Because as the water hits in here, it bounces and goes everywhere. The seal keeps it from getting in the trunk.
I'm speechless. I'm actually genuinely speechless.
Another area, like I said, when you back away from the car, under here, does that get cleaned? A lot of people miss that. Now, Nick, you mentioned, how do I do a door jam if I'm just doing an interior cleaning?
I did mention that. I've done a few door jams in my day, but I want to see Ivan's special take.
Rinseless wash. And you don't need a fancy sprayer. Now, from a business perspective, we never returned a car to a customer with only the interior cleaned. We always wash the exterior. Because even though your customer just paid for the interior, do a quick wash on the outside. It'll take you 15 minutes, add it to your price. Your customer will be much happier. Even though they didn't want the exterior cleaned, when they show up to your business and go, oh, the interior's nice, but they look at the outside and they're disappointed, even though they know they didn't pay for it. But if they walk up to the car and it's perfectly clean on the outside, didn't take you long to do a rinseless wash. It's nice and clean on the outside. The tires are dressed. When they go in the interior, they're going to open the door and go, wow, that's clean, instead of, what else did they miss? Very important. Now, we sprayed the rinseless wash in there. We take a wash media, in this case, a rinseless dampened towel out of the bucket.
Wet or dry?
Dampened. Out of the bucket,
Okay, I
yeah.
just want to make sure. You said out of the bucket.
Right, and then...
It looked almost dry to me. You don't have it sopping wet.
No, and then we just do this. Again, inside of door jams, it's just dust. The rinseless has emulsified that dust, takes it away. We take a dry towel, and we're good to go. Now, if you want, you can use a drying aid in there, like ceramic gloss, to just clean it up.
I love a nice drying aid.
Yeah. Why don't you open up that gas cap, Nick?
All right.
Now, this gas cap has a real gas cap on it. Some of them have the ones where you just put the nozzle in. You don't have to twist the cap off. Those will often have a big rubber piece here that seals this. This one I could use a pressure washer to clean out if I wanted to. The ones that have you just stick it in, you don't have to worry about the cap anymore. You don't want water getting in those. That's why they have a big rubber piece on here that when it closes around the cap, it seals that up, still leaving this to get dirty. If it's that type of cap, then again, bit of rinseless wash, let it dwell for a few seconds, come back, wipe it out. Again, in here is just dust, unless the person was really sloppy putting gas in.
And we often realize when we believe in it that rinseless wash is a phenomenal cleaner.
Yeah.
I always used to reach for an APC, an all-purpose cleaner, first.
Yeah.
Rinseless wash is a very powerful cleaner.
Very powerful, does a great job. Think of it as an APC light or APC safe. Another frequently missed area is right here. See that little round area there?
Tell me more.
Well, when you're cleaning the exterior glass, you can see through there. When you're cleaning the interior glass, there's no way to clean that spot. So put your window down a little bit, Nick.
Is this just down a little bit, or is this down a lot of bit?
You can put it, put it down about 4 inches.
Okay.
That's good, yeah.
So I know the trick of you got to make sure you get this top layer. Are you telling me there's a bigger swath we miss?
There's a bigger area, come outside.
All right,
you don't see it from inside, you see it from outside. This little triangle here. There's no way to get to that from the inside of the car, and there's no way to get to it from the outside of the car unless the window is down. So when you're cleaning windows, clean that little area. I've just got a rinseless dampened towel here. I'll clean that area very nicely, and we're good. And then for your windows, do a little pass with a rinseless dampened towel, get that top edge. Then Nick's got his favorite glass towel.
What's it called, Ivan?
Nick's favorite glass towel. It's actually the Mr. Twister, but yeah.
Creative name.
Yeah.
It's a great glass towel. Guys.
And then put your window up and we can do the rest. Now, this is a relatively new rental car. There wasn't a lot of dust in there, but some of the drives with their windows down, this gets full of dust and it gets missed a lot of times. And then to clean the windows, very simply, a little rinseless dampened towel, go over the surface.
And I could step in right now, but one thing I've learned from you recently is just let the technology, let the chemistry do its work for you in a lot of cases. And in this case, just let Mother Nature evaporate a lot of this.
Yeah.
I see some rinseless wash on the surface still.
Yeah.
When is almost dry? Are we there yet?
We're almost there.
Okay, because it's like, when it's dry, is it going to be too hard to get off?
Yeah,
or is it even,
then when it's dry, so go for it.
So now I still see a little bit on, but we're basically dry. Oh, and that's just, and then I make sure I box right at the end.
Yeah.
And this is, unnecessary, but I do that. My insurance wipe. I'm an insurance wiper, guys.
Yeah.
And maybe box it 8 extra times. You don't need to do that, but it's ingrained in me, Ivan.
Yeah.
I may never change.
Now,
too many wipes, too many products. Hey, do it Ivan's way. Did I do too many glass wipes there?
Yes, you did, but it's good. It's clean.
It is
now,
clean.
a few other areas. The underside of the mirrors. That often gets missed. On the interior, between the steering wheel and the steering column, that gets missed. The back side of the steering wheel. So right here, this back side of the steering wheel gets missed. Where Nick has his towel, that often gets missed. So customer turns the steering wheel and, ooh. The seat belts.
Right into here, like you're saying, Ivan. These are spots that, you
Yeah.
don't always see, but they're going to be caked full of white stuff sometimes.
Right. Now, the seat belts themselves, we don't clean. But, Nick, you have an adjustment there.
Yep.
It was up all the way.
Yep.
But when someone drives with it always up all the way, then they put it down, that is an area that doesn't get cleaned.
How about right here, Ivan?
Yep. That mirror.
This area and the mirror, open, close it, and then don't forget to get this, and obviously near the lights.
Yeah.
Headliners can be a little tricky. Every headliner's different.
Right. The less you touch a headliner, the better it is. And the backside of the rear view mirror.
So like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an area that often gets missed. Our technicians once in a while would miss it, so we know that that is a frequently missed area.
I don't know if it gets examined much, but you might forget to clean this handle up here as well.
Yeah.
And then don't forget this pillar, especially the surface that faces toward the window. Unless you kind of get over here, you don't see if it's dirty or not. They're just little tiny things, but they all add up, right?
Now,
this is literally called detailing.
Right. Now, in the back seat, there's some areas that get missed on a regular basis too.
Who's climbing in, you or me?
I'll get in. So,
You can be the model here.
this one doesn't have it, but a lot of vehicles have a little pouch here. And if you're detailing for a dealership or a production shop or doing auction cars or whatever, empty this pouch out. You never know what's in there. Also, the back seat, put it down and look in the crack between the seat and inside the trunk. There's always something accumulated there. This crack, right in there, that often gets missed. While I have the trunk open, down here, the spare tire well. This is a brand new car. It should be clean, but make sure that yours is clean as well. And don't forget the underside of the trunk lid as well.
I've done plenty of pretty nasty interiors in my day. If you're doing a dog hair vehicle, you might get compressed air. You might blow the entire interior out. But when I got a new technician, one area that he missed after a long day, all the dog hair between the center console and the right part of your seat bolster, whatever this is called. There's a lot of stuff in here. Try to get some air through there. Try to find a way to detail that because it's really embarrassing if you miss it.
This isn't a frequently missed area. It's a frequently ignored area by many detailers. You can clean engine bays. We have a number of videos on our channel. We're not going to bore you with cleaning this engine right now, but that is an area. The other thing, let me find the prop rod here. The other area that often gets missed is right here, the cowl. We found leaves, there's just full of dust.
Branches?
Yeah.
Or chunks of trees?
Right.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure this is clean when you're cleaning the exterior of the vehicle. Just don't forget it. Lift the wiper blades up, clean under the wiper blades. Little details that make us detailers instead of car washers. One final little thing before we end this is you wash the car, you dry the car, you don't look at it again because you've done that. There's still that little remaining bug gut on the front. Make sure to get all those bug guts off of there and learn to be able to read whether it's a bug gut remain or etching, because if it's etched, no amount of cleaning is going to remove it.
So Ivan thinks we're done. I like to be the guy who's like, but wait, there's more.
Yes.
I've gone down the rabbit hole of things that don't make you profitable, that waste your time and questionably, affect positive and negatively your vehicle. I've gone down those rabbit holes. So I'll tell you some spots that I think you don't want to miss. There's a seam usually in between the roof and the front glass. And sometimes it can just be caked in crap. And you could maybe put a popsicle stick in a towel, a credit card in a towel.
Yeah.
But you can work whatever the seam is, whatever the dirt is that you need to take care of. You'll figure it out in the moment that you're there. But work that seam. It's just a small detail. People are probably not going to complain about it, but if it's full of old bug guts that you didn't decon off the paint and it just looks nasty, that's when it's a real blight. So don't forget that. Just make it a good practice to do that. Another area, the widow's peak. So there's usually a triangle that I miss because I'm swiping this way, right? And then he's swiping that way. There's this. It's a little triangle here, and when I'm ceramic coating or cleaning, especially a big hood, it's kind of, sorry hood, sorry rental car. Yeah, it's like that, where I do this, and you do that, and it leaves this little triangle. So spots are hood and front windshield for that. Ivan, what else did I miss? I hope we've given them a good list.
There's a plethora of things that you can miss. Be detailed, be methodical, and being methodical is the best way of not missing anything. So for myself, when I'm detailing a section, I do that section. Meaning when I'm doing the hood, I make sure that I have everything on the hood. I clean around the emblem. I clean this front edge. I make sure that this seam is good. Then I move on to the next part. Then I move on to the next part. And your process from the beginning, whether you're using Incredible Suds or rinseless wash, make sure to get it everywhere it needs to go. Then it makes cleaning easier. And just that rinseless wash in the seams, the Incredible Sud in the seams, or if they're really bad, the all clean in the seams, when you're pressure washing, a lot of that will go away by itself.
I want to point out one more spot that it's easy to miss, and I think you should do. During the contact wash, just gently agitate the blade, just to clean, nothing crazy, as you also make sure to clean right there up along the cowl. And while I'm here, I thought, Ivan, here's a great video. You're intrigued about interior detailing because we threw some real wisdom down there.
Yeah.
We have our top 10 interior detailing tips video. It's done very well. People love it, and we think you will too.